Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with my daily theology lesson. It's my daily meditation that I do for myself. I record it and I release it because maybe somebody else out there can get something out of it. It just so happens that I love God and I love theology. I want to become a better principled person. Choose God this day. The bad guys, they sin. The good guys, we sin. We all sin. It's whom you serve. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. That doesn't mean that you don't have to deal with your consequences, good or bad. None of us get away from that, None of us. But if you come to God's team, bring your issues with you. If you turn it over to Him, He'll help you to get through it. He'll help you to deal with it, But just try to be better, Love yourself. Because if no one else loves you, if you love yourself, you'll be okay. And never give up on yourself. If you have yourself, if you lost everything, if you have yourself, you can always rebuild. Never give up on yourself. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. For those of you just tuning in, I focus out of 3 major religious texts: the Bible, the Quran, and I'm in an introductory Buddhist text called The Shape of Suffering. And it deals with dependent co-arising. Without no this, there's no that. And everything that we say and do has an effect on our senses. So I try to rotate the text at least twice a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on how I'm led to meditate each day. I'm back in the rotation for the Quran. We're moving along. We're in chapter 4, the woman, section 11, attitude of the hypocrites, verse 77 through 87. Hast thou not seen those to whom it was said, withhold your hands and keep up prayer and pay the poor rate? But when fighting is prescribed for them, lo, a party of them fear men as they ought to fear Allah, or with a greater fear, and say, Our Lord, what hast thou ordained fighting for us? Wouldst thou not grant us respite to a near term? Say, the enjoyment of this world is short, and the hereafter is better for him who keeps his duty, and shall not be wronged to wit. Wherever you are, death will overtake you, though you are in towers raised high. And if good befalls them, they say, this is from Allah. And if a misfortune befalls them, they say, this is from their... Excuse me. Let me start that over. And if a misfortune befalls them, they say, this is from thee. Say, all is from Allah. But what is the matter with these people that they make no effort to understand anything? Whatever good befalls thee, O man, it is from Allah, and whatever misfortune befalls thee, it is from thyself. Let me say that again. Whatever good befalls thee, O man, it is from Allah, and whatever misfortune befalls thee, it is from thyself. And we have sent thee, O prophet, to mankind as a messenger, and Allah is sufficient as witness. Whoever obeys the messenger, he indeed obeys Allah. And whoever turns away, we have not sent thee as a keeper over them. He given us free will. Okay, don't follow somebody that's trying to tell you the right thing. Don't. Go ahead. And they say obedience, but when they go out from thy presence, a party them plan by night, doing otherwise than what thou sayest. All right, liars and hypocrites, bullies and bad guys. And Allah writes down what they plan by night, so turn aside from them and trust in Allah. And Allah is sufficient as having charge of affairs. Will they not then meditate on the Quran? And if it were from any other than Allah, they would have found it many a discrepancy. But if any news of security or fear comes to them, they spread it abroad. And if they had referred to it, and if they had referred it to the messenger and to those in authority among them, those of them who can search our knowledge of it would have known it. And were it not for the grace of Allah upon you and mercy, you would certainly have followed the devil save a few. Fight then in Allah's way. Thou art not responsible except for thyself. Let me read that again. Fight then in Allah's way. Thou art not responsible except for thyself. Choose yourself. I do videos about that. I got to go back to this one, 84. And urge on the believers. It may be that Allah will restrain the fighting of those who disbelieve. And Allah is stronger in prowess and stronger to give exemplary punishment. Whoever intercedes in a good cause has a share of it, and whoever intercedes in an evil cause has a portion of it. And Allah is ever keeper over all things. Okay, bullies and bad guys? And when you are greeted with a greeting, greet with one better than it, or return it. Surely Allah ever takes account of all things. Allah, there is no God but He. He will certainly gather you together on the resurrection day. There is no doubt in it. And who is more true in word than Allah? I think we all can understand what I just read real clear. Right, bullies and bad guys. Good guys, you too.